The final count is in. The former governor of Jakarta, Joko Widodo, known by the nickname Jokowi, will be Indonesia's next president. He's the first without a military background or family wealth. Jokowi defeated his rival, Prabowo Subianto, by more than 5 percentage points and racked up almost 10 million votes more than the former army general. But Prabowo is not going quietly. He's charging there was massive electoral fraud. So what kinds of problems face the president-elect? And will Jokowi be able to bring change to Indonesia? It's a huge country, 250 million people living on a sprawling archipelago that stretches across 3,000 miles. Despite impressive economic growth, most Indonesians are still poor. His supporters have invested a lot of hope in Jokowi. With an assessment of the challenges facing Jokowi, we have Jon Fasman with us now on Skype. Fasman is the Economist magazine's Southeast Asia correspondent. Welcome to LinkAsia.
Thank you for having me.
Now, first, how seriously do you take Prabowo's charges of ballot fraud?
Not serious at all. He's presented no evidence of fraud. There has been no evidence of fraud, and it seems to me just an overturning the table sort of sour grapes tactic.
So the Jokowi's campaign saw him start out with an overwhelming 25 to 30% lead in opinion polls. His campaign was criticized for amateurism and overconfidence, and his margin of victory was less than 6%. Are you worried that those campaign problems will foreshadow how Jokowi will govern?
Not really. I mean, the campaign was largely volunteer-led. Prabowo's was very professional, and Prabowo really ran an excellent campaign. Jokowi still did win. I think the larger concern is that he has a very, as you know, Jokowi has a very sort of soft-edge, pragmatic governing style. The concern is that he will seek too much consensus in Indonesia's parliament. And what he has to do is push through some very unpopular reforms. And you can't worry about making everybody happy when you do it. So it's not that his campaign style foreshadows problems. It's that we are waiting to see if he can be as tough as he needs to be as a president.
So what are Jokowi's biggest challenges then, do you think, in the months and years ahead?
Well, you got to get Indonesia growing as quickly as it should be growing. As you noted, growth has slowed dramatically. I think you need to do something about fuel subsidies that are politically popular, as subsidies often are, but that eat up a lot of the government's budgets. I think you need to do something about the country's just appalling infrastructure. That's a huge hindrance to growth. And I think you need to do something about the country's environmental problems. It's one of the only places in the world where deforestation is still growing. I think you've got this hunt for natural resources despoiling the country's land and seas, and he's really got to tackle all of that basically at once.
So as he's trying to do all this, will Indonesia's elite, the current and former generals, the country's wealthy minority, and its numerous political parties give Jokowi a chance, or is there a danger they will try to sabotage or at least refuse to cooperate with his government?
Well, I don't think sabotage is the risk. I think we need to see how Jokowi puts together a coalition in the coming months. Because remember, Indonesia has this odd hybrid electoral system where you have party-based legislative elections and basically personality-based presidential election on top of that. So Jokowi does not have a majority in parliament right now, and he needs to figure out how to get one pretty quickly, or at least how to work with everyone who's there. So the risk isn't active sabotage. It's sort of it's sort of gridlock and just going along and getting along. And he needs to really take charge of his legislative position very soon.
All right, he certainly has his work cut out for him. Thank you. Jon Fasman is the Economist magazine's Southeast Asia correspondent.
Now on U.S. airwaves, a global channel of uncompromising stories. World news, documentaries, entertainment, and culture. Link TV, connecting you to the world. For more information, visit linktv.org.